Being charismatic and understanding human behavior and how to navigate in spaces of both men and women is very important, not only socially, it's important economically when it comes to business ventures, and when it comes to getting opportunities. It's important when it comes to getting promotions. It's important with getting your foot in the door with the right people. Social awkwardness closes doors. And I love studying human behavior and just looking at the differences between men and women and how they navigate through spaces. And social awkwardness ruins a lot of opportunities for many people. Social awkwardness ruins friendships. Social awkwardness. A lot of the times you think that someone's just, being rude or whatever, but in reality, the person's freaking socially awkward. I connect a lot of that to social awkwardness. Men can be socially awkward. Women can be socially awkward. In my opinion, women are a lot more socially awkward than men, and I'm going to tell you why. Here are some examples of social awkwardness. Unsolicited advice. Most men are not going to just straight up get in your business. Whether it's in the workplace, men kind of just mind their business usually. Not all the time. The socially awkward ones don't. It's usually women who are the ones that are meddlesome, intrusive, asking personal questions with someone that they just met. It's socially awkward when you don't understand the invisible rules of social etiquette in society. And I'm going to give you guys some examples. Number one, you don't touch someone that you don't know. Let's start there. You can like a girl's hair and be like, oh my God, I love your hair. But don't say I love your hair while stroking it. It's like, okay, are you guys besties? Are you guys family? If not, why are you touching that person? That's socially awkward. There are certain limits that you must have depending on your relationship with that person. I'm going to tell you an example of social awkwardness right now. I was working at a job a couple of years ago, and there was a woman working there who was an independent contractor. She would dress, I think I shared this story before. She would dress, not like provocatively. She had a nice body. She would wear her bodycon dresses. She had implants. So you would see the outlining of her implant, when she had her blazer on. She looked really nice. She was a woman. She was working it. I don't really have a problem with the way that she was dressed. But again, a lot of women, they're insecure. So when they see another woman that walks in that looks good, they start complaining. Oh, her dress is too tight. Oh, her boobs are out. Oh, I'm not, that's for women. They cannot ever feel insecure even slightly. If they do, they are going to cause a ruckus as a result of that. So I was in charge of new hire experience at that time. And one of my colleagues came up to me. She's like, hey, I wanted to bring something up to your attention because I know you're in charge of new hire experience. I have a problem. Don't you think the way that she dresses is a little bit too much? I'm like, no, I actually think she looks really darn good. And I always tell her that every morning. I think she looks amazing. And she's like, no, you don't think that, I don't know. I think you should talk to her because lately she's been wearing these bodycon dresses where her boobs are out. I said, that's socially awkward. It's not my job to go up to a 38-year-old woman with 3 children and tell her how to dress. Nobody else here has complained about it. Our boss hasn't complained about it. The owner of the office has met her so many times. He hasn't complained about it. Why are you trying to complain about it? Ladies, that is socially awkward when you are commenting on someone or something that's none of your business. I want to make that clear. I've had to tell so many family members, mind your business. I've had to tell so many women in my family, mind your business. Most women have a very difficult time with minding the business that pays them for some reason. I had a family member that doesn't even follow me on Instagram call me to check me about what I posted on my story. And I told her, do you know how socially awkward and strange and awkward and weird you appear to call someone about their social media page and what they're posting and you're not even following. First of all, you're a stalker because you're watching someone that you don't follow, which is another socially awkward thing that both men and women do, stalking someone that they don't follow. It's given miserable, right? It's given I'm bitter and unhappy. That's what it gives. And then you're going to call the person about what they posted when you don't even follow them. When you are socially awkward, ladies and gentlemen, and you don't understand the invisible rules of social etiquette, you will lose friendships. You will lose opportunities. You will lose the chance at dating a wonderful person. You will lose, a lot of doors will close for you in your face when you have a social awkwardness problem. Kevin Samuels talked about women being socially awkward all the time, and I loved it. And when I was younger, I didn't understand it. But now looking back, when I would watch some of his videos and he would talk about how men who were top tier men in these big business spaces and these big spaces around these men who were running businesses and corporations, he's like, I would kind of feel very hesitant to bring a date to a function with me because I don't know if she's going to say something stupid in front of my colleagues. I don't know if she's going to be intrusive or laugh at something that's not really funny. You know how some women just laugh just to laugh and no one even said a joke? You know, those socially awkward behaviors. I wish I could find the video. I would link it below. But Kevin Samuels was basically like, I have to make sure that a woman has a certain level of social etiquette, and I have to make sure that a woman has a certain level of poise and elegance to not be embarrassing and to understand social cues when she's in front of other people. Okay. That is a very, 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 very big problem amongst a lot of women. That's a big problem amongst a lot of men too. The way, like if a woman is walking into a store and you're like, damn, mama, that's socially awkward. That's not how you address. That's not, if you find someone that's attractive, that's the wrong way to go about it. When you see a woman that's beautiful, you don't keep staring at her like you're an alien. That's socially awkward. If you don't know how to flirt, that's fine. Go on YouTube, find some videos, how to flirt, or just simply say hi and give the girl a compliment. That goes a long way. But a lot of people are socially awkward, and it closes doors for you when you just don't understand what to say and what not to say. For example, I shared that story with you guys. A woman walks in with an outfit, and then the first thing that you tell her is it looks like pajamas. You don't think that's socially awkward? You don't think that that's like not what you should say amongst many people? Like you don't think that that's just weird? And it makes you look in a way that's rather unpleasant. When you go into these spaces, you know, I went to the doctor's office the other day. The lady at the front desk was ready to jump at my throat. You don't think that's socially awkward? When someone is coming in to make an appointment and you're talking to them like you want to fight them and the person doesn't know you never did anything to you. You guys got to really check that stuff. You got to have such charisma, such etiquette, such elegance that everywhere you go, somebody wants to give you an opportunity. Every person you meet, somebody wants to bring you on to their project. Everywhere you go, people want to mention your name in rooms because you're good at connecting. You're good at being charismatic. You're very, very good at working the room. If you're socially awkward, you can't work the room. I had a situation where I was supposed to go and do something for a client. And my boss at that time stopped me from walking my client to the desk to talk to me about a bathroom. You don't think that's socially, but so many women do it and they don't even realize that it's socially awkward when you're doing things that really don't make sense to the average person. Like addressing a woman at your job and telling her she shouldn't wear lipstick. Who are you to tell someone what to do with their body? I would have people email me and say, well, I don't like that video that you posted. Can you change the thumbnail? You don't think that's socially awkward to tell someone what to do on their platform? You don't think that that's a little bit like weird and awkward to walk into someone's business and tell them how to run it? You don't think that's overstepping a boundary? You don't think that that's a lack of etiquette? You don't think that but a lot of men and women have this problem. And they don't understand why their names don't get mentioned in rooms. They don't understand why the opportunities are not coming to them. They don't understand why they could never lock a deal. They could never understand why they could never lock an interview down, because something about your energy is awkward. And it's causing people to feel uncomfortable and unpleasant. Constant negativity is a sign of social awkwardness. I had this one family member, anytime she was on a friend with a woman, and she would bring up to this woman what she was doing or what she was eating or a new vitamin she was trying, this woman always has to counter what she says with something negative. You don't think that's socially awkward when every time someone brings up something to you, you hit it with something negative and pessimistic? Because that's how the person is feeling internally. So they have to let it out and place it on people around them. That is socially awkward. It's socially awkward. And social awkwardness is something that a lot of people have because they may have anxiety, they may have ADHD, they may be on the spectrum, neurodivergent here and there, but you can grow out of that. You can grow out of being socially awkward. You can grow out of being awkward, period. I had a situation where someone knew that was coming into my life, had one of their family friends constantly calling me and hanging up the phone. Now, with my line of work, I'm able to trace numbers. And this number kept calling me day and night and day and night. Every time I would pick up and say, hey, you have the wrong number, stop calling me. This person never stopped calling me. And then I tracked down their number. And I know the city that they were in. I don't live in that city. But this new person that comes in my life lives in that city. I don't go down that way. So I'm like, okay. I take the number, I plug it into WhatsApp so a profile picture can pop up. A profile picture pops up. Weeks later, I go to an event of this new family member and I see that person there. And I address them about it. And of course, they denied it. Women have a habit of being extremely socially awkward and doing weird stuff like that under the table. And once I realize that you're weird and awkward, I just don't let you in close proximity to me anymore, because that's going to mess up my flow and it's going to throw my energy off course. It's just like when Erica Mena created a fake page to bully Sin, and then when she got called out about it, she wanted to act crazy. That's socially awkward. That's social, like those weird little traits and kinks. And you got to really check that. You know, if you want to get through life and connect with the right people, you gotta cut out social awkwardness, ladies and gentlemen. Even when you're going on dates, you know, you're talking with food in your mouth, you're talking bad about the dish in front of your date who's going to be paying for it. That is socially awkward. I had this one guy, you know, I love to take, you know, experiences from what men have experienced as well. I had this one guy, he literally told me, he said he went on a date with this girl to like some type of festival, and she kept pushing the crowd. Like when they were going through the crowd, she wasn't saying, excuse me, she was just pushing and shoving people out of her way aggressively. And he said, I never called her back because I thought that was weird. I'm like, that's not weird. She's socially awkward. She just doesn't understand social cues. She's just socially awkward. Many women are socially awkward. Men are socially awkward too, but there are more women who are socially awkward than men. I've seen the differences between the two. I can attest to that. There's more socially awkward women than men. You can't push and shove someone in a crowd without saying, excuse me, and you're just shoving them. Like that's very, very, very crazy. So again, social awkwardness will close doors, will close opportunities, unsolicited advice, being overly opinionated on everything that people say or do around you, always having the need to call someone out on something that has no business to do with you. That's socially awkward. That is exactly why I really calmed down on the ideal of having friendships, female friendships years ago, because the social awkwardness, it's always something just strange that they do and they think that it's normal to do. Someone is coming to your hair care line, someone is coming to your event that you invited them to, and they walk into your event and you have pictures of their nude photos on billboards all on the walls of your event. Do you think that's acceptable? Do you think that's acceptable? Socially awkward, not understanding social cues, no etiquette, elegance, not thinking before they speak. You know, there was a time I had a manager walking out. I had a colleague saying, "Bye, sexy, bye, daddy." In my head, I'm like, does she not understand that that's, you just don't say that? You just don't do that? And you wonder why no one really wants to be around you that much? Social awkwardness. Awkward people don't understand that people are different. And they don't approach people with caution because in their mind, everybody's the same. I can joke with everyone. I can talk sexually with everyone. I can be intrusive with everyone. I can ask everyone whatever I want. I had a subscriber the other day, another, again, socially awkward, that said, "Oh, well, I don't like the fact that you're talking about this on your channel. And, the other day when you were on live, you had a man walk in. And when the man walked in, it's like, who are you? You're a stranger at the end of the day. Why do you think I owe you an explanation about who walked in where?" Socially awkward. When you don't know what's your place and what's not your place. That's called socially awkward. It's like people that have their children that are socially awkward. You bring your child to your friend's home and your child is like in your friend's bed, jumping on your friend's bed. Your child is opening doors and opening refrigerators. Teach your children manners and how to not be socially awkward. I remember there was a time I was at my mother's house. Her friend came with her two daughters. When I tell you, her two daughters were in my mom's room, on my mom's bed. They were opening the drawers. They were opening jewelry cases. They were opening libraries. And I walked in, I said, "Hold on, you guys need to sit down. This is my mother's house. This is not a museum." I said, "What are you like, this is ridiculous. You got to sit down. You can't be going all through a home that's not your home." But a lot of people, because the parent is socially awkward, the kid comes out socially awkward. I was raised, you don't speak unless you're spoken to. My grandmother would beat me with a belt if I put my mouth in grown folks' business. I was raised with certain etiquette levels that most people I'm realizing are really lacking in.